Hi, welcome back. So, this is the third video. Please watch the other videos, it'll make a lot of sense, where I explain a little bit about, the science and what's happening with the event, the shift in consciousness, and that we're feeling within ourselves, around ourselves, and the world stage. I explain what this has got to do with twin flames, which is an essential and very important part of this shift. And here I will explain a little bit more about that and certain dates and certain things we may start feeling or noticing. Okay? First off, I am to remind you guys that I do have another video that I'll post underneath here, that if you are feeling all these uncomfortable things on a body, mind, and soul level, you may want to look at these ascension symptoms, what they're about, so you know that there's nothing wrong with you, everything is just fine, we are all going through it, you're not sick, it is just the uncomfortableness while we are changing on a molecular and DNA structure is changing, everything is changing right now, which is beautiful. And I'm very excited and happy to be here during this change. I have personally, this is why I incarnated here, to be a part of this and assist with the change. Most of you will resonate with that who are watching this video, because somewhere deep inside you knew that you are here to help people, help for the greater good, and have come down. I have reincarnated so many times to work towards this place for thousands of years, and I have tears of joy and relief when I have been receiving different visions and premonitions of the months to come, and I'm just so happy to be here finally after, thousands of lifetimes, and we are finally here, guys. We are here. And it is a beautiful time. Don't give your energy or awareness or consciousness to any fear-based or lower frequencies. It is all just releasing, purging, and it's part of the process. Okay? So let's have a look. The event is here, the shift is here. So what people have been speaking of as the event or the shift, this change in consciousness, is not just like we're going to wake up one day from one day to another and suddenly we live in heaven or everything has been changed. No, like I mentioned in the first video, our vibration is rising, so our perception and reality is changing. We are still noticing other vibrations. Those vibrations cannot affect ourselves because we're in a higher vibration, but we are still fully aware of the other realities that are around us, that are happening, but they cannot fully affect us as they can when you are still residing in that or a lower vibration. Yes? So the first steps to the event is coming closer. There will be a moment in time that a certain event will take place, which everyone on the planet will notice. It'll be a shift in consciousness that we cannot even begin to imagine. And people have the choice to wake up at that moment and realize who they are, what they want, and start to follow the spiritual path, or they can choose to just keep vibrating in a lower density in the 3D and stay in that dimension and not raise. That's dependent on their personal free will, their choice, and their karma and different timelines. When this shift takes place, a lot of people are going to think differently. A lot of people are going to wake up. A lot of people are going to seek spirituality, are going to seek the answers within, are going to seek real truth. I'm not talking about fake spiritualism. I'm not talking about, all this, this spiritual crap that's out there that's just keeping you in a certain vibration and not raising you beyond it. Because a lot of the spiritual books that are out there and people and information out there is not of full truth. It's keeping people stuck in a certain vibration and not helping them to realize their own truth. Everything that I'm sharing here with you, and I want to say that again, is filter your own truth out of it. What resonates with you, take that. If something doesn't resonate with you, that's absolutely fine. This is the information that I resonate with, that has been channeled, that has been gifted and downloaded to me, that I am sharing. Depict it all, put it into meditation, into thought, and take what is true for you. Because the only thing that's important is finding your truth within your integrity and your connection to, your higher source. So right now, this next 1.5 month period between September and October, and the start, is super, super crucial, guys. A lot is gonna happen. A lot is gonna happen within ourselves. A lot of releasing is gonna happen within the world stage, within the planet. So in this period, we will be seeing more crazy changes in the temperature, in volcano activity, earthquake activity, etc. Because Mother Earth is going through a great purging. Okay? It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's not the apocalypse. It is part of the process. Know that. Feel that. Don't buy into that fear. Okay? Don't go there. Don't lower your vibration. What else will we be seeing? In the world stage, a lot is going to be revealed. Truths that have been dug so deep in the ground that people think that it is conspiracy, that it is false, are going to come out to light. Lies in the government system, in the schooling system, in our monetary system, economic system are going to come out. It's going to come out so obvious on a world stage in front of everybody that we cannot deny these truths anymore. People are going to be utterly shocked. Some people will still try and stay utterly in denial and will not believe it because it's so big. But it'll be playing out in the world stage, in the news, through politicians and stuff around the world. This is happening all between this period. A lot is going to change. We won't even be able to imagine how much is going to change, okay? What else is going to happen during this period? We're going to go through mega change as more of the collective, more of the masses are going to wake up and start to feel more changes. Those of you who are sensitive, you may tune into what the collective is going through. So take extra care of yourself, have extra understanding and love and compassion for yourself. Be kind, up your, meditation, up your practices that keep you in a higher vibration. Use the tools that you are used to, whether it is devices, crystals, meditation, breath, whatever tools resonate with you. Use them more. Use everything that you have. This next coming period between today, actually started a few days ago, up until September 11th, is going to be quite a roller coaster ride. We may be going up and down in the ascension symptoms I mentioned in my videos. It's perfectly fine. It's part of it. Just stay strong. And if you can, if your reality allows it, or try and manifest that for yourself, try and have this period, at least for September, that you can just be away. You either have, your home alone where you don't have to work, no responsibilities, or where you can just go into a retreat, somewhere where you can be just alone, or go on holiday and rent a little cabin in the woods, somewhere where you can go into retreat, where you can be calm, be away from greater, bigger masses, because a lot is going to change during this time, and it would be very beneficial for those of you who are awakened or awakening and light workers, that we're not in the middle of it. Now, some of you will be called to be in the middle of it because that is your path. So listen to what your calling is, of course. But for others, I recommend that we can kind of lock ourselves away, if you will, for a little while, because we are going to be going through immense change, release, energetical things, and it would be really nice if we have the time and space to just be able to relax, do a lot of self-care, and just kind of wait it out and know that a lot of these changes are taking place in higher dimensions, so just allow that to all kind of happen and slowly come down from those higher dimensions into this reality, this dimension. So here comes a few whammies. So I know that some of the information I'm leaking here is absolutely mad and absolutely crazy. And it's big. For me, even to be sharing this information is pretty wild. I have been receiving this information since early this year, more specific information. Knowing about this time has been most of my life. And I'm just asking you to have an open mind. I'm not saying this will definitely happen, because it's also dependent on many other things, the exact timing and dates that this will happen, which has got to do with astrology, the collective consciousness, and other things. But have an open mind. Take it with a grain of salt. I would like you all to just be aware of this, to know what we can do. So when and if this happens, we are not taken off guard. We do not jump to fear and anxiousness. We know and we are aware of what's going on, and we can breathe through it. And you are then able to help others who are unaware of this shift, to guide them. Anyone who's around you, you can tell them, be still, be quiet. I'd rather have you had this information and it doesn't happen, and that's okay, at least you were prepared, than not have this information and this happens and you had to go, through a quite traumatic experience. So, yeah. It's quite big for me to even share this type of information. I've been holding on to it for a long time, and I am personally ready to share this information. Plus, I've been strongly guided to release this information at this specific time. Okay. So, beginning of September, we're going to see a lot of turmoil in the planet, within ourselves, friends and family, world stage. 11th of September. Super major important stuff is going to happen. This is connected to 11th of September in, what was it? 2011? Yeah. 2011. Let's say the dark forces, certain people who are part of the elite, who are connected to the matrix, who want us to stay stuck in the anxiety and fear frequency, so that we cannot fully realize ourselves and who we are and raise our consciousness, are going to be using the energies that are connected to the dates September 11th, that has got to do with the timeline of the Twin Towers, and that's got to do with even more ancient timelines of cycles that have happened in history. They're trying to harvest or use that energy to regain power, to make sure people don't realize and ascend. They're going to try and kind of keep everyone locked down with certain things. So it's really important for us to stay strong, know our truth, breathe through it, and know that this is happening and we are not taking a part of it. We're not taking a part of it. September 11th And it could happen just before September 11th or 12th. It's also during the new moon. We will be able to feel, most of us who are sensitive to it, and I believe most of you who are watching this right now, you will be feeling it, otherwise you will probably not have landed in this video. We may feel great transformation, great purging, yes, even more purging, even more transformation. A lot of darkness, which is just our shadow side coming up for confrontation, can come up during these days. A lot of darkness will be felt, will be seen in our mind's eye, will come up, the world stage, around us, everywhere. It is not a scary thing. It is absolutely fine. I just want you to be aware of this energetical happening. Once that cycle is over, the energies will start to subside. Okay, but there are going to be different waves of these type of energies during the September-October period. This event is a cycle that will happen until about the 21st of October. Okay, these dates can change as we're getting closer to the date, so I will be giving constant updates of these dates and of the information as we get closer to see if this is going to play through and when and etc. So I will keep you up to date as much as possible. This is a cycle at this moment in time, how things are. That can happen between the 11th of September. The cycle ends on the 21st of October. This cycle is about great purging, about knowing our truth, releasing the truth, but we have to go through the darkness to be able to see the light. Okay? What I really recommend during this time, very, very much so, is be in a safe place, a place you can call home, a place that you can retreat in, listen to, yourself, ask meditation. I recommend having a home full of food, enough food for 1 or 2 weeks, not because, not out of fear, but a lot of energy will be changing and we may be absolutely physically exhausted and tired and we don't want to leave the house for a period of time. And it would be beneficial if we have the food and enough water and everything we need in our home. Yeah, even if it was just to get some canned food and some spaghetti or whatsoever, just so you have that as backup. I know a lot of you may not be eating that kind of food, but have it as backup. So that if you do not want to leave the house, because there's going to be a lot of change happening in the surroundings around us, you have that option, okay? It's nice to have that option. I recommend during these days, if you are feeling that energy, do nothing. Just relax, be in meditation, sleep. You may not be hungry during these shifts. And just know that it'll pass. This is passing and it's going to be okay. Anyone you can connect to or are connected to, if they are contacting you, if that is possible, you can let them know it's okay. It's going to be passing. What else is important that I was receiving for those days? So I've been receiving not only that it is a time that darkness will come for purging, a beautiful transformational time, but this may sound very crazy and it's a big whammy, but there is a possibility of the skies darkening, there being just less light. It could manifest in the material and the physical. It could be that there may be a couple of days of full darkness even, and it's just part of this process. But it could just happen energetically. Okay? I just want you to be aware of that, so if it happens, you do not panic and you know what is going on. Okay? A lot of people who are unconscious of, the event, their spiritual self, they may fling into a lot of panic in the cities and different places because they don't know what's going on with their emotions. So it'd be kind of nice to be able to have our space to retreat in during that time if you are sensitive to other people's energies, okay? The 21st of September, all of this energy is working towards that. The equinox, a lot of things will shift during that time. I will give more information about that as I receive more information, but it will be a relaxing of this energy, this change. And then the closing of this 11th to 21st of October cycle will happen during this time. So the 20th of August is a very important time for us to raise our polarity, our masculine or feminine, raise our polarity, put down intention, prayer, prep ourselves. Everything between the 21st of September to 20th of August is prepping for this time over here. Some unions of soul families will happen. Unions of bigger groups of twin flames will happen during this time, and it will set forth the path for more unions of soul groups, soul families, and twin flame bigger groups to come together in later this year, next year, etc. We may have a similar or lesser or bigger experience as the same experience and energy that was happening on 11th of September on the 21st of August. And there will be a moment of time when we can feel that we are shifting out of that energy, and we will have finished that cycle. 2nd of August, energies are gonna relax, are gonna take a whole different view. We can't even begin to perceive or imagine what we understand then compared to now. What we're going through this tiny short period is hundreds of timelines of karmic, purging happening. It's big. Again, these dates can shift and change a little bit. I will be updating as I receive more information, and it's all dependent on how many people understand this, the collective consciousness, and other energies in different dimensions that'll specifically make these things happen. So these events and the coming together of the twin flames that I mentioned in the other video is an important shift for the event, for that consciousness shift to take place. These are the first shifts of the big event. I also have some information come in on the 13th of August through another source. I will talk about that more in detail as we come along. So during this time, okay, even more whammies and more crazy stuff. During this time, we will see major things change. As I said, more earthquakes, all of this. We will see a lot of lies, a lot of truths will finally come to light about, other beings, the universe, who we are, what the leaders of the world have been doing. There will be great shifts in our economic system. The system as we know it will break or will change. This is linked up to cryptocurrency. And it will be able to balance the status quo of the economic system of the world, where we can all start at an even level. This is a change that is taking place so that in the future, be it the end of this year, next year, and the years to come, we will all be provided for equally around the world, and we will have our minimum needs being met. For food, home, shelter, and water. During the shift, after the shift, a lot of technology is going to be released that already exists on Earth. technology that will be gifted to us that is going to help us clean up the mess of, all the plastic, all the pollution. It is going to be a new technology that's going to help us have unlimited amounts of energy resources, help us have clean water, bring life back to the soil, to our food, and bring healing, and much more. What else is important to know about this shift? The collective consciousness, masses of the sleeping people, when this bigger event happens, of the sleeping consciousness are able to get on board if they wish to and start to seek out their own truth. And they will need guides, they will need leaders, they will need people they can turn to, and information. Now, people who are in their awakening process right now, if you know you are a spiritual light warrior, or one of the 144,000, or there are many different words for this, but if you know that you have incarnated here to help for this change, you are to be one of the new leaders of the new world, one of the guides of the new world. And we are only here to be guides and leaders for a short period of time, for this transitional phase as the masses go through what we've been going through, in this past period, and they will go through a slower process, only for a while. Because the new world, the new paradigm where we are headed towards does not need leaders and does not need guides. And all that we are doing are being vessels and channels of truth so that people can find their way to their own truth, to their teacher within, connect to their light within themselves. Right? We are not here to be leaders. We are not here to be kings. We are not here to be revered. We are here to sit down and at the same level and share from heart to heart and share these new technology, new information, or new or old information, wisdom with others so that they can find their own light and their own wisdom within. Okay, so all of these events is working up to that major shift and event in our consciousness, economic system, in the world around us. Through the sources that I have received, we will be taking over the media. The media, as we know, it has been controlled by just a few different entities. We will be taking over the media so that people who have been underground and have truths and wisdom and knowledge and technology to share will be able to communicate through the media system that we know. Everything that is not going to be of a frequency from the heart, of a balanced frequency of the masculine and the feminine, of science and spirituality, of the third and fourth dimension, will not be able to survive. It'll start to break down, or will not be able to survive in the frequency where what we're emitting. Okay? What else? Yeah, I think this is enough. So I'm telling you this so you are aware this is not a time for panic. Just listen to all the signs, listen to your intuition, listen to what's going on within you, and just do what you feel that is needed for you. Again, I know this sounds to some of you like way out there, and I just would like you to be able to absorb it, and then you can let it go. I do recommend just being aware you have, some food and a place to stay, if that is your path and what you're feeling. I know that this is an amazing, beautiful time. I am already celebrating to be here right now. Yes, I will share more about this and more details. And if you have questions, please ask as we go along, as we get closer to these dates. Much love to all of you. Wishing you an amazing day. And enjoy. Be grateful. Breathe life. and let us thank the University of Life that we all reside in. Much love.